Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide. Holy smokes, it has been a while since I've done one of these. It's been since last season. I know I haven't done one this season, but I wanted to start up again, and we're taking a look at the Sunshine Cup. So, the Sunshine Cup, I hit Legend in this cup at one point. I don't remember if it was the last time the Sunshine Cup was around. Maybe it was a couple times ago. I don't remember. But we'll talk about the team I hit Legend with. But without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we got going on for us. There's some differences. A lot remains the same from the previous Sunshine Cup, but we do have some differences. Let's begin with the S rank. We have some really good flyers. Pidgeot, Rufflet, really good, and Gligar is really good as well. Gligar, of course, is a new addition for this season. It existed in the last Sunshine Cup, but it didn't have that buff to Aerial Ace and Dig. Pidgeot with that Feather Dance and Brave Bird, really powerful. I love Pidgeot. I mean, you could lead it, go Brave Bird and dip out. You could have it in the back, debuff with the Feather Dance. I love this Pokemon, and I use it a lot in the Ultra League. Rufflet is another great flyer, as I mentioned. It does have Aerial Ace, so it did receive that buff this season. The thing about Rufflet is it might be difficult for some of you, myself included, because you do want an XL one, right? You want an XL Rufflet. You could use one that's not XL, but it's going to be better if it is XL. So keep that in mind. You're probably better off picking another flyer over Rufflet for that reason alone. But if you happen to have it, it is actually really good. And then we have Gligar. So Gligar, of course, really strong. And Gligar's not going to be weak to rock types like the other two flyers are. So it does have that benefit going for it because it is part ground. But at the same time, it is double weak to ice. But none of these Pokemon want to see ice anyway, right? We have a couple, they're not fighting types, but they use fighting moves, counter and double kick, respectively, with Vigoroth and Dubwool. Vigoroth is all over the place in the Sunshine Cup, and it will be this time around as well. Same with Dubwool. You'll see both of these on the same team. You'll see them individually. They're just really good safe swaps in this meta, both of them. So definitely deserve to be up there. But for the air rank, we do have Victini. I think Victini is another really good safe swap. It does have to watch out for water, but what are you going to run into? Swampert? I mean, Swampert's definitely a thing, so you do have to keep that in mind. But I think it's a really good safe swap. Abomasnow is going to be strong against the Flyers, strong against Swampert. So we have a lot of Flyers. So I think it's going to be really good. Just has to avoid really that Vigoroth as well as the Dubwool, right? Gliscor is another really good one, or the Shadow variant of it. Same with Gligar. I think I personally prefer the Shadow variants, but you could use the regular one. I don't have a good Shadow Gligar, so I'm not using that one, but I would use the regular one. But yeah, Gliscor is another really good one. It's just such another really good Pokemon. Swampert, of course, we already mentioned. Swampert's generally going to be really good for whatever it's eligible in. Then we have Tropius with Airslash or Razor Leaf. Airslash probably the way to go, but yeah, I mean, a really strong grass type, probably one of the best. Moving on to the B rank, we have more flying types. We have Staravia, believe it or not. Noctowl, it's funny because Noctowl, if it wasn't nerfed, probably would be in the S rank. It would be hanging out with Pidgeot and Gligar, but because Sky Attack was nerfed, it bumps it down a little bit, but I still think Noctowl is going to see some play in this meta, but I think we'll probably see Pidgeot and Gligar more than Noctowl. I don't know how common Rufflet will be, just because, as I said, it's going to be difficult to get those XLs. I don't have enough XLs for it, so going to be a little bit difficult, but yeah, Noctowl is going to be another pretty good one, and same with Swallow, yet another flying type you could use. We have Diggersby. Diggersby with that Scorching Sands, new attack, Scorching Sands, and you could go with Fire Punch if you think you're going to see a lot of grasses like Abomasnow or Tropius. But Hyper Beam is also another good one to nuke a lot of Pokemon. It's going to be doing really well. And then we have Steelix. Steelix was around during the original Sunshine Cup last time, but it's even better now, of course, right? Ever since it got Breaking Swipe. So Steelix is definitely something that you will see. But yeah, that's going to be the SA and B tier for you in the Sunshine Cup. Moving on to the other options, we got Miltank. Miltank with that tackle, going to be getting to the moves. Well, not really that fast, I guess, but I think Miltank could be a really good safe swap. It does have that spammy body slam, so you could go something like Vigoroth Miltank on the same team. I think Dubwool Vigoroth would probably be more common, but that is a thing for you that you could consider. Then we have Credilli. Credilli, another good grass type. Obstagoon. Vigoroth and Double, I think, are going to take the spot over Obstagoon. But Obstagoon could be another Pokemon that you could consider as a counter user. But I do think the other two will probably be more common. The thing about Obstagoon is it is double weak to fighting. So it's going to not really want to face a Double or a Vigoroth. Then we have Blaziken. Blaziken is really good for the Sunshine Cup, but it's also really, really frail. So something to keep in mind, but it does do a lot of damage, and it does get to Blaze Kick really fast as well. A couple Pokemon that I really like, Decidueye and Goigeist. Now, they're not ranked very highly, but I do like them. Why do I like them? Well, because Vigoroth is going to be everywhere, and these two ghost types are heavily resisting everything Vigoroth has to offer. It double resists the counter. If you happen to see a Brick Break one, you probably won't. Double resist that, double resist the Body Slam, single resist the Bulldoze. It's resisting everything a lot. so in Vigoroth, I do think is a great safe swap. So you could respond with one of these Razor Leaf users, and I do recommend Razor Leaf. I think Decidueye gets Leafage as well. If I'm wrong, correct me about that, but I want to say it does. But I would recommend Razor Leaf on these users if you go in that route. But you do have to watch out for the Flyers, obviously. And then Munchlax, another pretty good safe swap, of course. With that, I mean, it has Tackle. It also has Lick as well, which is interesting. But there's so many normal types, right? I mean, there's just so many normal. Most of the Flyers are normal. Vigoroth and Double, you'd probably go with Tackle. And then we have Lurantis. Lurantis could be another one that you could use. Now, Lurantis was updated this season. I don't remember if it got Magical Leaf or if it got Leafage, but I'd probably still go with Fury Cutter if you're running Lurantis. Ninetales could be another Pokemon that you might see with that Ember and Weather Ball. Really powerful stuff, as long as it's avoiding the Swampert, right? I think you're looking pretty good with this one. Flygon is interesting. It receives Scorching Sands that much, so it has Dragon Tail. It also has Mudshot. If you want to do something like Steelix, as well as Flygon double Dragon Tail uses, you could go that route. And then, as I said, Scorching Sands was the new move it got. So pretty good stuff. Macago, another fire type. I remember using this one myself during the original Sunshine Cup. And then, I mean, Macago with the Rock Throw is going to do well against the Flyers. And then we have Jumpluff as a grass type. So that is going to be the Sunshine Cup for you. Let's go ahead and move on to the solid team options. So for the first team, I hit Legend with this team. I wanted to talk about it first. I hit Legend with this team. Macago, Decidueye, and Goigeist. Now, you could run Tropius, but as I mentioned earlier, the reason I like Decidueye and Goigeist is because of Vigoroth. And the Razor Leaf damage is just crazy. Now, obviously the back line, what is it going to be weak to? It's going to be really weak to Flying. It's not only is it weak to Flying, but Flying is resisting the Razor Leaf damage. That's why you have Macago on the team. So it's going to be a really good team as long as you don't run into double Flyers, I think. So if you run into double Flyers, which I think might be relatively common, I think this team is going to do really well. As I mentioned, you could go with the Tropius route. Now, I have battled this team before myself in the Sunshine Cup with Tropius, and if you're running the Decidueye Goigeist, you probably are going to lose to the Tropius one with Air Slash, because Tropius is really heavily resisting the Razor Leaf damage, and then the Air Slash on top of that is super effective with Aviolace, right? Tropius can just literally farm you down. So something to keep in mind. You could go with the Tropius route, but it's not going to be as good against the Vigoroth, but Tropius is still not bad against Vigoroth because it is resisting counter as well. So I think both of those teams could be good. Goigeist is not really super highly ranked, but something to keep in mind. Next up, we do have double Flyers, as I mentioned. So Vigoroth, double Flyers. Now, you could go with the triple normal route. Instead of Gligar, you could go with the Staravia. You could go with Noctowl, Swallow, Rufflet if you happen to have it. Rufflet's probably the best one, but again, I didn't put Rufflet at any of these teams just because I'm not sure how common it will be to a lot of trainers. But, yeah, I mean, the back line, not going to like the rock types, like Macago, like Steelix. Steelix is a steel type, but Vigoroth going to be able to handle it well. Gligar, on the other hand, does give you usage against like Steelix, right, or Macago, because first of all, it's not weak to Rock Throw, and it has Dig, so that's why Gligar is really good, I think, for this meta. So something to keep in mind, but at the same time, it is neutral towards the Razor Leaf damage from like the Decidueye or Goigeist. But no, you probably will see Gligar quite often. Next up, we do have a triple normal team, Pidgeot with Vigoroth and Double. So safe swapping the Vigoroth. I think that's a great safe swap. As long as you don't see one of the Ghost Razor Leaf uses, Vigoroth is great. Yeah, I mean, Pidgeot is not going to appreciate the Rock, the Ice. Vigoroth and Double do handle that stuff. So another team, we do have Abomasnow, or the Shadow variant of Abomasnow. And then we have Gligar as well as Swampert. So Gligar's interesting. It is a good safe swap, I think. Just has to really watch out for the Ice types because it is double weak to it. But what Ice types do we have? We have Abomasnow, and that is a big threat. But head on energy, you're going to be able to get to the Aerial Ace and probably force a shield from the Abomasnow. So Gligar, I do think, is a really good safe swap. And then we have another team. We have Tropius in the lead with Aslash, and then Steelix and Victini. I think Steelix could be another decent safe swap. I think Victini's a good safe swap. Steelix could be interesting. It's just, I mean, it really has to watch out for Vigoroth. It doesn't want to face a Vigoroth just because of Bulldoze. Bulldoze is really not a great move, but something to keep in mind. And then we have another team. We have Double Fire, so Abomasnow with Blaziken and Ninetales. So, of course, the backline is going to hate water from Swampert. Abomasnow is going to love it, as long as it doesn't have Sludge Wave, right? But, you know, you do have the Blaziken for the super effective damage towards the Vigoroth and Double. So I think the team could work. But yeah, this is going to be the Sunshine Cup meta. Let me know what Pokemon you think you're going to use. Are you going to try one of these teams, or do you have another team in mind? I'm interested in hearing it in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.